Welcome back to Smart School. Welcome to Smart School. We have looked at the parts of the computer system. Talked about the monitor, we've learned about the keyboard, the CPU, and we'll also learn about the mouse. So now we'll be going into an application properly. That is, we'll be going into Microsoft Word. That is Microsoft Word. So if you are not conversant with the videos on the introduction to computer, the parts of the computer system, you can just go to our YouTube channel and search for it on our Facebook page and you'll find the video there. So now we'll be going into the practical class. I'll be telling you more about the desktop now, icons, and we'll be talking about practical things now in computer, then go straight to Microsoft Word. Then we'll do more practical in Microsoft Word. This is the desktop. This is the desktop screen. So when you boot the computer system, it comes up like this. When you boot the computer system, it comes up like this. You can start. My mouse is moving from one direction to the other on the desktop. Now on the desktop we can find so many things on the desktop. There are so many things on this desktop now. We have our background. We also have some images like this image like objects. They are called icons. Now not all these are icons. Not everything on this my desktop now is an icon. But I'll be explaining what icon means. Icon is an image that represents an application. It's an image that represents an application. For example, I'm on the VLC media player now. This VLC media player is used to play music and videos. Like it helps me in play my music and my videos. So this VLC now is the icon of the VLC application. So it's outside here on my monitor screen. Then I also have, this is a file. It contains some of my documents. This Camtasia Studio, I also use it. Is an icon. It's an icon of an application. Then we also have Google Chrome. This is an icon. This is not an icon. This is a music. This is an audio file. Then we have when you see something like this that looks like an opened envelope, then you should know that it is either a file or a folder. Then to open a file or a folder, you have to double click on it to open it. We also have another one here. So I've showed you what icons are. These are icons. So all this portion where you can see the background of the desktop is called the desktop screen. Then below we have the start button and some other applications. Most times applications that are opened, they are what you find on this bar. This bar is called the taskbar. On the taskbar you find applications that are opened. That is the application you have used, or you were using, or you are still using. Maybe you minimized and it will just appear there on the taskbar. So we have some applications on the taskbar, and we also have our volume. We have our internet, our wireless and We have our volume there and our internet over there on the on the right hand side. So let's familiarize ourselves with this desktop. I talked about dragging, and I talked about dragging. Yes, when we were talking about the mouse, we discussed about dragging. We learned about dragging. So now let me give an example of what I mean by dragging. Like if I want to drag all what I can see on this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 columns on this my desktop. 4 columns on this desktop, and the columns are arranged with some things on the desktop. So let me say I want to move the first column. So all I need to do is you can see my mouse pointer. You can see the mouse pointer over there. All I need to do is to left click and hold. That is, I have to left click and hold my left click button. Then I'll drag down. Mind you, I'm still holding the left click button. I'll drag down. Then I'll allow the left click button to be. I'll leave the left click button. Then I come back on any of the icons or whatever I've selected. Then I left click and hold again and drag. I'm dragging it to the right side. Then when I get to where I want them to be, I'll release the left click button. Can you see? The first column that was here, I've dragged it to my right hand side. So this is how we drag on the desktop. So that is why I was explaining then that the mouse is used for dragging. So I can as well drag these items back to where they were before. So after I highlight them all, I left click and hold, and I drag back. And they are now in their initial position. So if I want to open an icon, let's say I want to open this. If I want to open an icon, let's say I want to open the Google Chrome, which is on the desktop. All I need to do is I will left click twice. Left click 1, 2. That is, instantly I left click twice and the application comes up. You can see that my Google Chrome browser is now up. I can make use of the Google Chrome browser. I can search for one thing or the other on the Google Chrome browser. Now on this Google Chrome browser, there is this button. This button is called the minimize button, and this is the restore down button, and this is the close button. You find this button on all applications. These buttons, you find them on all applications. Minimize button, restore down button, and close button. The close button is used to close an application. The minimize button is used to minimize the application and bring it down to the taskbar. Now look at my taskbar. You can find that I have Google Chrome. Now there's Google Chrome, it's open. I also have PowerPoint, Excel, Access. I have a picture. I have this is control panel. I have Camstar Studio and Adobe Audition. Also, I have some files that are open there. So on this taskbar, I have opened so many applications and they are there waiting for me to make use of them. Now another application is being added, which is this Google Chrome. So it's there because I'm making use of it. All I need to do is click on the minimize button. That is, left click on the minimize button and it comes down to the taskbar. Then when I want it up again, I click on the Google Chrome. You have the Google Chrome application and it comes up again. Now let's talk about the restore down button. The restore down button is used to bring the windows to a smaller size. Don't forget that the minimize button brings it down completely. It brings it down completely, but this is used to bring it to a smaller size on the desktop. So if I click on restore down, you can see that the Google Chrome application is now smaller. It's now smaller. I can still reduce the size by going to the edges, and when I see that I'll take my mouse to the edges, then I click and hold and drag. I left click and hold and drag. You can see as I'm dragging, the application is becoming smaller. I can increase, I can decrease, I can increase, I can decrease. Just take your mouse pointer to the edge of the application, then click and hold. You can increase it there, you can drag down to decrease, you can drag up to increase, you can drag down to decrease. Now if this application is here, let's take for instance that I want 4 applications on this screen. Now I've brought this to a smaller size, so all I need to do is to drag it upward and keep it where I want it to be. Alright, let me take it to this side. I'll take it to this side and leave it there. Then I open another application. Let's say I want to use the Microsoft Word application. Okay, let me open the VLC Media Player. I double click on VLC Media Player and the VLC Media Player is coming up. Now this is the VLC Media Player. I break the VLC Media Player here. Let's say I want to open another application. Okay, let me use this Microsoft Access. You know, I already the Microsoft Access is on, like it's there. I minimize it, so I click on it and it comes up. When it comes up, I have to restore down. When I restore down, I can make it smaller by dragging. I'll drag it, then I bring it down here. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to work on so many applications, so I can be browsing at the same time, working on my Excel, at the same time playing the music, at the same time I can have my Access opened. This is Microsoft Access. If you can't find Microsoft Access, let me tell you how to get your Microsoft Access. Come to Start button, click on Start button, go to All Programs, then look for Microsoft Office. You can see there Microsoft Office. Click on Microsoft Office, then you find all Microsoft applications, all the applications that are under Microsoft Office. You find Microsoft Word, Microsoft SharePoint, Microsoft Publisher, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Outlook, Microsoft OneNote, Microsoft InfoPath, Microsoft InfoPath Designer, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft Access. So in case you don't have any of these on you don't have the Microsoft Office on your laptop, you need to consult an engineer, or you just let us know if you don't have your Microsoft Office, so that we can see what we can do. Maybe we send you a link on how you can download the Microsoft Office on your laptop, or we just see a way we can assist you in getting that. Okay, so if your Access is not already opened here, just come here and click on Microsoft Access and it will come up like. Then you can minimize that, bringing it down. You can also do what? You can maximize. You can click on it again, then click on a blank database. It's here, so you can restore down and bring it somewhere here. So you can see that I have 4 applications on my screen. 4 applications on my screen. How did I do it? I used the restore down button. I used the restore down button. So don't forget I said this button is called the minimize button. This button is called what? What did you say? This button is called what? Okay, and this button is called what? Yeah, I'm asking you a question. I said this button is called what? The close button. Very good. So we can see that we can find those buttons on all the applications we open. They are all there: minimize button, restore down button, and close button. 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 For files, I told you that this is a file. This is one of my files I use. When you double click on the file, when it comes up, you can also find minimize button, restore down button, and close button. Minimize button, restore down button, and close button. Okay, let me close it. So we have talked about this desktop. We have talked about the taskbar. We have showed you how to open an application, how to close, how to minimize, restore down an application. I told you what an icon is. I told you what a file is, how to open an application, how to close an application. Now let's look at the start button. This button is normally called the start button or the Windows button. When you click on the Windows button or the start button, all the applications that are installed on your computer system comes available for you to use. Comes available for you to use. Now, there are some applications here, while other applications are on all programs. On all programs. So, just try and master these ones that I've taught you now. In the next video, we'll be looking at the start button. Then we'll look at most of the applications we have on the start button, and we'll try to familiarize ourselves with the application on the start button so that we can forge ahead. Okay, thank you for listening, and see you in the next class.